My name is Jeff Cameron. On behalf of our team at RDIEC, we would like to welcome Rodney Southam and Dawson Liedall for friends on and off the ice. I've known these two young lads pretty much for all of their life, and they've grown up playing minor hockey and continued on to lead a very successful hockey career. Both gentlemen ended up in the WHL and were captains of their respective teams. And from there, they went on to university hockey and into the pro ranks. And they're looking forward to professional hockey afterward and other jobs. They're going to talk to us today about some of the hard work that goes into staying at this level and some possible benefits that can come from anyone out there involved in hockey or any sport. But just a reminder before we begin, after this presentation, for all the students out there, please complete the survey on our website, either by using the QR code or go to www.rdiec. By completing the survey, you will be entered to win a $50 gift card. Okay, Dawson, Rodney, looking forward to this one. Take her away for us, please.
Perfect. Thank you, Jeff. Like Jeff said, I'm Rodney. I got Dawson here with me, and like he said, I'm going to go through and kind of give us a background of our path and journey throughout the hockey world and kind of the doors and opportunities it's really opened up for us and some of the challenges and stressors that kind of come along the way with playing at that level. A little agenda, kind of what we're going to go over is a little background, kind of where it all started. Like I said, the hockey path, some friendship that pushed each other to the next level, some challenges and stressors, some opportunities, connections that will last a lifetime, kind of where we are now, and some questions to finish things off. Dawson, if you want to take this one off.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dawson Liedall from Saskatoon. I grew up there playing minor hockey, going to the lake, enjoying time with friends. I've known Rod since I was about 3 years old. That's where we started. And we've really been pushing each other to be better people ever since then. Whether it's through competing at playing hockey or being teammates or playing against each other. Our families have known each other for a long time. You have anything to add to that, Rod?
No, just to run off that, I think you kind of said it perfectly. I don't think we were really maybe forced into being friends or anything. Like we said in that first pre-novice year, I think that was the first year we played against each other, and Dawson was a early bloomer, let's just say. So he was always probably one of the better people on the ice. And we lost every game we'd play against him. So it was a nice change up, getting on his good side really. And then playing the next probably 10 or so years up until U15 hockey, we had the chance to play with each other. So we were competitors, but also on the same team for most of the run until we kind of took our next steps in the professional world. Kind of like what we were saying, our hockey path started out in Saskatoon Minor Hockey Association. Played a lot of tournaments, met amazing people. So most of actually people on that Junior Blades team, that bottom photo, we're still friends with to today. Played against them in numerous leagues, on teams, off of teams. And regardless of how hard we compete, and trust me, I think there's probably a couple guys in that photo we've tried to fight along the way or something like that. And then you get off the ice and it's like nothing ever happened and you're best buddies again. So I think that's the one true kind of gift this like hockey has presented me, is that chance to compete and challenge yourself, but then also make these friendships that year in, year out, you're looking at 25 guys, new relationships, new friends, that you have a chance to become almost a family with. So, but yeah, Dawson, if you have any like kind of stories along the way, some championships or something that we've kind of done together, because I think we've touched a little bit in each league. Yeah,
just to add to that would be, there's definitely a good feeling of being a part of something bigger than what you could accomplish by yourself. And I think that's what you really get with hockey, and a lot of those bonds that you make with the teammates you play with, they last a lifetime. And, me and Rod have already gone through all our hockey and we're still best friends and we talk all the time. And even though he's across the country, we're still keeping in touch, and I don't think that will ever change.
Yeah, totally. I guess in continued path. So it would have been, we played our last years together in U15 with the Saskatoon Contacts and had a couple amazing years with a very young team and kind of I don't know, prove some people wrong along the way with our performance and stuff like that. And I think it was just that 96 age group of ours that really had that will and determination to win. And it was yeah, Dawson, you were at 16 when you moved away to Everett, right?
Yeah, I was 16 when I moved away to Everett. Played there for 4 years, and then I ended up being the captain there actually. And then after my 19-year-old year, I got traded to Regina and played my last year there, and we had a really good team.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, great to say. And I guess, yeah, keep going off of that. From my past, I wasn't till I played one game at 16. I was initially with Tri-City Americans, played one game at my home rink in Saskatoon, and ended up, we'll talk about this later, but ended up getting a full year of schooling paid for that, just that one showing kind of thing. So there is quite a few paths along this way if you stick with it and are willing to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone along the way. And yeah, so like I said, I started and probably played for a year and a half or so, year and 20 games in Tri-City. And then I had the opportunity to join Kelowna, the Kelowna Rockets. And what an amazing organization, and really didn't change my perspective on the league because I was kind of new in it and trying things out for the first time. It was really kind of a touch and feel thing. But right when I got there, I was brought into a long-term generational family almost kind of thing with a lot of trust in each other, and kind of took it there and ended up being a named captain my second year after a Memorial Cup run, and was a captain there for the next 2 years actually until I was 20 and moved on to U Sports. I guess, yeah, I can lead us off here. A kind of thing that we really stuck with is like our friendship that pushed each other to the next level. Along the whole way of growing up, we really had a lot of the same shared interests and love for the game. And saying that, I think a story that comes to my mind was back, we'd spend mostly every day together, from my dad dropping me off Dawson's place at around 7 a.m, and he wouldn't pick me up till about 6 p.m. And most nights we were having hockey or softball, lacrosse games. So there was a lot of days that I feel like maybe we weren't the best of friends because of all the time we spent together, but it really ended up, I think, pushing us to the next level. Coming home after school, and Dawson's dad, Derek, would have, I think it was 100 yards or whatever it was, whatever the distance was, and would get us running. I don't think I'd be able to do that alone or have that push, that drive, but that fact of, I don't know, Doss, you were a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger maybe at the point. So it almost gave me that next step. Like, okay, if I want to get to that next level, this is what I need to do. So I think it doesn't really, until reflecting about it right now, I really didn't see our friendship almost pushing each other to get to that level. And without that, I don't, yeah, like I said, I wanted when we play, I wanted nothing more than to beat you, or vice versa kind of thing. I think that's what really made us better hockey players. And yeah, I'm just,
everything really. We pushed each other, whatever it was. Maybe whoever lost this game had to wash the dishes or something like that. So just little things like that. And doesn't matter what we were doing, we're always trying to be better than each other and pushing each other to be better.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, like I said, that whole on and off the ice, I think that kind of correlated right to real world situations, having each other's back, treating people with respect and stuff, kind of like how we treated each other. So I think, yeah, the first friendship that I guess we kind of made, it definitely painted a good path, I think, for how I treat people in the hockey world, within the communities of the places we've visited and lived. So yeah, I think it's built a lot. Yeah, I guess you want to start this off?
Yeah. So yeah, there's lots of challenges and stressors and things that you have to go through being playing a sport at any level. You know, you gotta, either it's moving away at a young age and you kind of have to learn to take care of yourself a little bit. I mean, you still have your billet families and people like that are going to help you along the way, but there's lots of things that you have to grow up and kind of figure out. Another thing would be just like all the hard work that goes into it. You know, you don't get really good at something you're doing unless you're going to put in the time and work hard at it. And, you know, all the little things, they add up. Another stressor would be like having good relationships with your teammates and the GM and the coach. It's important to always treat people with respect, and you learn that being nice really pays off in the long run and how you treat people. Another thing was balancing hockey. Like when you have those long road trips, you get in at 3 a.m, you have to wake up and go to school and do all your work and finish everything on time, or else you're not going to be playing. You're going to get suspended from the coach and stuff like that. It really teaches you how to manage your time properly. Yeah, and when I started in the league, we were making $80 every 2 weeks in the Western League, so that wasn't really giving us much. So our parents really had to help us out and stuff like that. And we always had to earn our playing time. I don't know if it was like this for Rod, but I think it was kind of the same thing. We never really started on the first or second line. We always started lower, and our hard work and paid off. And by the end of the year, we usually moved our way up the lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, Doss. I completely agree with you that on playing time, it can be such a tricky thing. I feel like I think the most common thing to see is in minor hockey with parents and equal playing time and stuff. But once it gets to that level, that it's, like I said, a business when it comes to that point. It's not favors and stuff like that. So you really need to earn and work for every inch you get. And you could deserve that, and you could be putting in the work and still not get rewarded. And I feel like that's some of the biggest growth moments for me, is when you do find yourself in the gym 30 minutes before everyone else. You're spending there, you're the last one to leave the ice, you're the last one to, and coaches and stuff notice that. But when it doesn't get returned in what you think is right kind of thing, it's just such a hard thing, being 16, 17 years old and not understanding why or what you could do. And don't get me wrong, some of the best relationships I've made with coaches are those ones that you can get in there and ask the tough questions and be able to really find out what it's going to take to get you in that lineup. And then you can have the exact opposite as well, and not have any direction, and almost it's expected from you. You should know this already. How don't you should know how the way we play. So it's just, feel like, I know opportunities and paths and stuff change for everybody, but I think that is a common thing within the league. It's there, if you're not performing, if you're not putting out or anything like that, it's a quick change. And within that, like, to bring up another stressor would be, I think we've both been traded once, and your life goes from kind of being there, submerged in the whole lifestyle, and then next night you get a call, you get a meeting, and I don't know, I think in my Tri-City one, I had an hour and a half or 2 hours to pack my stuff and get on the road because I had a game that night in Kelowna. Like, it's just, so snap your fingers, your billet families. So there's some tough goodbyes, but I feel like everything happens for a reason, I guess, with our careers. I think I could speak for you as well too. It grind for a little bit, and then you kind of get rewarded in the long run.
Yeah, exactly. I think both of those trades, when they first happened to us, we weren't really sure about it, but in the long run, it turned out to be good things for us. And so change can be good. You just have to take it the right way.
Yeah, exactly. I guess some opportunities and rewards throughout the way. I feel like a big thing that I hold with me too is, I know Kelowna did an amazing job involving the community and really making us, like, we felt like we were major role models. We were underwatched in Kelowna. I just felt, it's a big city, but everything gets back. We're looked up to by the youth in sports, the community members, billets, parents, like all that stuff. They know their kids look up to us. So I think we're held to a very high standard, which is not a bad idea. I think it helped me grow, and probably you as well, with how many community events, probably Doss, you as well, as going to schools, school visits, reading to kids, playing some floor hockey, all that stuff. And it's almost like nothing to us, but then you get those moments along the way where this is like the kids you made his year. Like, I don't know if it's a photo, if it's a puck in a warm-ups or anything like that. It's just really, you see how happy it makes them, and then it just makes you the feeling of that gratitude, that holy, it's almost you making that feeling. So I just, that reward is almost internal, but it goes a long way.
Yeah.
And I guess, yeah, you can kind of go throughout your years too, but Doss, I think you've been through deep into the finals many years and stuff like that, and the chance to play in front of 5,000, 6,000, 8,000. We went to Memorial Cup and it's 15, 20,000 people, and you don't even believe it's real. You're so nervous, you're just shaking, but it's what you've worked for. It's all that countless hours, those early mornings, late nights, the training that no one really knows you're doing, all that kind of comes into play for those big moments and big games. So, and I think that opportunity to play in front of that many people, there's not many people in the world that have that chance to kind of showcase their talent and really play the sport they love. And I don't know, I could speak for myself right now, but I don't think when I started playing as a young kid, going up through the ranks, like, my goal wasn't, of course it was to be in the NHL and stuff, but it wasn't a realistic thing in my head. It was, oh, I want to see what kind of opportunities it opens up and stuff like that. So I can't be more amazed with what doors and stuff kind of opened up for me.
Yeah, just for me to add on to that, my last year in juniors, I had a really good year, and I ended up signing with the New York Rangers and playing in their organization for the last 3 years, which was really good. The pro hockey lifestyle is even a bit more intense than what we went through in juniors, and it was really good that way. And oh, sorry, I lost my chain of thought. You can go ahead.
Yeah, that's all good, buddy. Yeah, so and I kind of just wanted to talk about through the WHL, and once I did kind of find myself in that position, and I think you too, not knowing, like you said, it was your 20-year-old year when you grabbed your
Yeah, exactly.
NHL contract entry contract. So we didn't really know, and the benefit of that schooling, I felt like, was the best thing for me. I had a goal once I was 16 is I want to play 4 or 5 years, and I want to get, I don't know, take the burden off parents worrying about that, or financial situations coming up into your next couple of years. So, and yeah, I'm truly blessed for, like I said, I'll get into the school I picked and stuff like that, but the options, and like I said, just furthered my career and gave me a little more time to grow maybe as a player over than jumping into those ranks, which you were probably ready for a little bit more than me at that point, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, I guess we kind of touched on it a little bit here though, but connections that last a lifetime. It's really kind of bigger than I could imagine with a billeting experience. Being so young away from home, it really is a family, like another family. You get submerged if they have kids, if they have daily schedules and stuff like that. I know it's not really asked upon to do chores and do this and stuff, but it's expected. I don't know if it's maybe the way we were raised and grown up through here in Saskatoon, but I don't think many people, I don't know, just the way they speak about how we hold ourselves. I think it goes a lot back to Saskatchewan in general and how we treat people with respect. We're nice. And that, I think, goes right into that whole being able to submerge yourself in a family presence with, yeah, you're a stranger until you can really make that connection with them, kind of thing. But
yeah, just to add to that, there's like all my billets that I've had. I probably had 3 or 4 different billets through my career. I still keep in contact with all of them.
Yeah.
You know, they really invite you into their family, and like you said, like Rod said, you're hanging out with their kids. You're doing that. It's like your family away from home. So that's really nice to have, especially when you're not used to living on your own in a different place.
Yeah, I guess, and kind of go, I guess the last 3 points there are kind of all wrapping into one, but the opportunity at these living in these different cities, these different locations, and the networks and connections you can make with some pretty high up powered people in the hockey world. And more than the hockey world is just in the community itself, of how many friends, Dawson, you probably could name, I'm guessing from BC to Halifax, you'd have people to spend a night with, a week, friends in almost every single province. And not even that, I think we both had roommates from overseas. Thomas Susto was one of mine from Czech Republic. Like, it just goes so far, and you don't know how small that hockey world is until you get in it. And like I said, each year meeting those 25 people plus coaches and trainers, doctors, like everything from the top to bottom, all the little stuff that you don't really know that goes on unless you've been playing it. So yeah, it's amazing. And like I said, I think every single team, might not remember every single name, but I remember every single face. I remember a story or something, a connection that we've had, a little moment we've shared, even if it was not a winning season. And we battled through some adversity. We went and, I don't know, became better friends almost at that young age. Like, it shouldn't always be, I know, about winning and stuff. You want to compete, but at that young age, there was so much more in the game, and you almost don't want to lose that feeling when you keep climbing up. I know comes to a little bit more individual and stats and success, but when you lose that, you kind of lose to really who you are as a player. And I feel like the reason why we've been kind of successful through our path is the fact that we were fine with being third line center, starting out at a fourth line position, fight our way up. If it's anything for the team, I think we were ready to do it. And I think that gets lost along the way when people start thinking of the next level and wanting to do it for themselves.
Yeah, and another thing is, like, team success looks good on everyone. So whatever you're doing, if your company is doing well, it looks good on you. If your team is doing well, that looks good on you. So anytime you're doing something in a team, it looks good if you're doing well.
Totally agree. We threw in this one, like hockey world to a professional setting, because I guess I'll speak first, then Dawson, you can talk about kind of being a professional and professional hockey world anyways. But I was kind of stumped coming into university. I actually picked KDA University here in Nova Scotia. And I just finished up my 4-year degree here. I got a bachelor's degree in community development. And I love my time and the people I spent, but I was also kind of in the back of my head, like I have to start taking some co-ops and some work placements and stuff in some professional settings in the real world. And I was very nervous, and the people I kind of talked to was I didn't feel like I had the traits and the attributes of what it really takes. But then after kind of sitting down, I really think like the hockey world has groomed us from a very young age and us not even knowing that. It's like teamwork, accountability, strong leadership skills, open-minded, work ethic, and communication. I feel that gets said so much in a hockey room, and you kind of take it and you know what it means, but you're only applying it to a hockey aspects. Like, well, I need to be good with these team members. But more than that, I had a 6-week work placement within my school, and I felt like I was above and beyond what they expected from me, only for the simple things of the skills that I've learned from communicating with coaches, with billets, with families. And I don't know, it's just, I was nervous at the start, and then I didn't know actually how much this game I love has really formed me for the real world, for a job, for a long-term job coming out of school. So that's one thing I have very grateful for.
Yeah, for sure. I think accountability is a big one you learn in hockey. You know, if you're not doing your job, you know, someone's going to tell you, and you have to be able to take it and make it motivation, not really shut down and not do anything with it because someone was yelling or something like that. That's a big one you learn in hockey. And teamwork, obviously, because if you're not working as a team, nothing's going to go well. Communication, you're always talking to the guys on the ice or off the ice, or, you know, you got to be on the same page or it's not going to work out. That goes along with teamwork.
Yeah.
And yeah, just having a good work ethic goes a long way, no matter what you're doing. If you're working hard at it, people are going to see that, and they're going to appreciate that.
Yeah. I guess I kind of touched on a little bit like where we are now, but like I said, I'm still here out here on the East Coast, living in Wolfville with this whole COVID kind of stuff going on. Haven't been able to really get back and see Dawson and see some friends and family for creeping up here on almost 2 years now, 1.5 years, 2 years. So I guess that's kind of a challenge and stuff when picking this path, and you never really know where it's going to take you. But excited with this degree now under my belt, kind of thing. That's what I really pushed for, and my goal when I was 16 years old is to look after my hockey and still have something to fall back on. And as of right now, really just going to be moving into Halifax and working a little construction job kind of within the community development program kind of thing, and hoping to really still push my career and hopefully have some offers here in some Europe leagues next year. I have some people looking out for it, and actually my school does an amazing job for the people that they've helped go over there over the last couple of years. So I feel like that just goes back to not only have I had the opportunity to play the sport I love for the last 21 years, 22 years of my life. It's really been what my life's kind of revolved around. It's been getting my education. It's been making my friends, my family, these connections, and helping me grow as a person. Really, most growth has been almost off the ice now that I can look back and reflect than when I was so submerged and I thought that was my world, is making the NHL. But now I realize how much more this has to offer. Still chance to go play pro over in Europe and make a decent living and come back. And I don't know, I'm just excited for what's next. But yeah, honestly, Dawson, you can take away kind of.
Well, for me, I just finished up my hockey career just before COVID. That was my last year of my contract, and I was kind of thinking about getting out of it. And our Professional Hockey Players Association has a program that they set up to help people get jobs after. And I decided I want to do firefighting. I grew up in a family where my dad was a firefighter, and I really think I'll enjoy that job with the teamwork aspects and all the things that we've learned in hockey. So I finished that schooling up just this April, and I'm hoping to take my paramedic next year and apply to be a firefighter here in Saskatoon. And I'm currently right now just working on a farm this summer while I'm waiting to do that. Just some good hard work.
Yeah, we've both been there, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do we got? I guess we got some questions or comments, Jeff. I don't know if anyone has anything they kind of ask. I think we can open it up to really anything about scholarships for hockey or just anything along the process or the way.
Yeah.
Well, Rodney and Dawson, first of all, I'd just like to thank you so much for talking to us this morning. And you know what I got from it all, you mentioned a lot about your trails and pathways, your work ethic and commitment. And as I sat and listened to you, I was very just proud to listen to you. I was proud for your parents because, you know, there's a lot of trails in life, but the most important trail by far is the trail of the true human being. And it's quite obvious that you're both on that trail. So kudos to your parents and to you, your fine young lads and fine representatives for Saskatchewan and for Canada. So, you know, our future is bright with kids like you going forward. So just thank you so much. And I think you've given a lot of valuable knowledge to the students out there, whether they are female or male and aspiring to get into any sport, and what they can look for and the gains that they can get from that.
Sure. Thanks for having us on here, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, like I said, Jeff, I don't even want the students and people coming up to think only in a hockey aspect. This can definitely, all these traits, these skills can be inputted into their everyday life. If it's work, if it's starting a little business, if it's all that stuff, it's just kind of tweaking the changes within how you're training. It could be training your brain, it could be training your mind, kind of stuff like that over your body. So yeah, definitely take what we said and hopefully it helps.
No, it was wonderful. Just on a couple side notes there, Dawson, when I was playing hockey with your dad down in the States, Rodney's dad's been coming out for, I don't know, 30 some years, deer hunting with me. So, and all kinds of different hunting. We're the best friends growing up. And of course, I met Dawson's dad through hockey too. And you couldn't say it. And young lads go. And I just want to thank you so much again.
Perfect. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Jeff.
Okay.